the methods of yoga from the very first, there are 8 steps, and the very first 2 steps are to lead the life as prescribed in the Sermon on the Mount. A life of love, of humility, of service, of regularity, of moderation. But since the race, instead of living the life that is in conformity to the evolutionary processes, is leading the very opposite life, a life of luxury, life of prodigality, of wastage of the earth's resources, of pollution, creating a pollution around the planet. So nature's forces are now creating a situation in which either calamities occur which will change the direction of human life, or by their own sensible reaction they will change it themselves. Change has to occur in any case.
And the research of this force is the most urgent task of our time.
It is the most urgent. I have been saying it after observing my own state for at least 30 years. For 30 years I said nothing because I wanted to confirm that my experience was real experience and not a delusion, and that it is corroborated by ancient traditions. I made a study of those traditions and I found that my experience is in conformity to the ancient tradition. After that I wrote my first book. And now in my 80th year I solemnly say that this and this alone is the answer to modern crisis. The answer is like this because for the first time you know that the brain is evolving. At present science doesn't know it. There is complete darkness about it because you cannot see this evolution of the brain by external observation. You can then see only neurons and their connections. It has to be seen from internal observation by awakening this power. When this power is awakened, then you are able to observe the internal working of the brain, and that shows you that you are still awake, evolving.
What do you propose? How do we investigate this?
I think any sane government, any good government should first make research on the brain, the nervous system, the ancient religious traditions, the ancient occult tradition. After all, we have to understand that religion has been always a companion of man. We have evidence that man was religious even 200,000 years ago. The first relics found in Central Africa show that even those people were performing religious ritual. So it means religion has been always a part of human life. Why? What research have we made on it? We have made research on psychic phenomena, but no research on religious traditions and religious experience. That is the reason for the present, I should say, threatening situation of it. We have made no, and were we to devote as much time and resources as we devote to other scientific experiments, even to exploration of space, I think the results would be 100-fold more precious than the results of those investigations.
And there were results which prove...
The results will show, I can tell you in a brief word, the results will show that the human brain is still organically evolving, that certain lifestyles, certain ways of behavior and are necessary to live in conformity to the inner changes, and that religion came in time to guide mankind on this path.
And it is this path that will lead us to the stars. It is our purpose to...
It will lead humanity to this new dimension of consciousness. it will lead humanity to the goal which nature has assigned for her. It will lead humanity to a peaceful coexistence, to happiness, to long life, to much greater achievements than she has done even now. And probably also it may lead her to an exploration of the universe, to know more about universe than she can do otherwise.
How will this